I think we need to get our perspective clear on what's happening in the Middle East right now. Why Israel hasn't initiated any ground invasion into Gaza. The reason behind that is Hezbollah. Hezbollah is 100 times more powerful and more capable as compared to the Palestinian resistance or Hamas. Hezbollah is approximately 150,000 freedom fighters. They're not just only freedom fighters, they have extreme, capable, dangerous firepower missiles also. And these missiles are not just only homemade missiles. These missiles are targeted and focused towards the center of power and center of population into the Israeli state. And if something like this happens, Israelis would not have time to run to the bunkers, the bomb shelters, and if somehow they manage to get to the bomb shelters, they would not be able to get out of it during all of these air raids. So, the whole thing is in a very situation in a mess right now. United States has already announced that they are, getting into the war. They are supporting Israel. And if something like this happens, since United States of America has already deployed two aircraft carriers in the Mediterranean Sea, with United Kingdom's, two naval staff ships also, they are at the target of Hezbollah. If something like this happens and Hezbollah attacks Israel, United States would ultimately have to jump into the war. If United States of America jumps into the war, Hezbollah will be backed by Iran. Iran is 1,000 times more capable and more powerful than Hezbollah. So, we need to get that thing into perspective because this whole thing is definitely going to create Middle East conflict into a Middle East war zone ultimately. And Middle East war zone will not only be comprised of like, four or five countries fighting with each other. It's going to be a huge war uh, with Iran, with Ansarullah of Yemen, with the liberation forces of Iraq, with the state of Syria, with the allied forces of Syria. And this is what they're going to do. They will jump into the war and they will, confiscate the stolen Golan Heights from Israel while Israel is at front with Palestine. United States of America and Great Britain and West will all get into it, and it's going to be a huge mess. So the overseeing problem that I face right now, that I predict right now, is that Syria and Iran are already in close allies with Russia. And it's not just only Russia; they are not far behind. Close allies with China also. I hope you're beginning to get the idea why Israel hasn't initiated the invasion, ground invasion into Gaza as of yet. Israel and its allies are calibrating the situation, the whole scenario, and they're trying to see what would be the outcome if they all get into the war. Because, right now, after COVID, the whole world is going through this financial depression and economic downturn. And it's just not only about like the West. The Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF soldiers, they've posted a lot of information on social media about how they don't want to get into this war. Not just only the IDF soldiers, the Orthodox Jews, they are condemning the whole situation. They want to be separated from the Zionist state and the policies of Zionist state because, like, they fear for their own belief structure and the people who are into this belief structure. So the bilateral issue between Israel and Palestine will ultimately pull the whole world into it. As the whole world, the rest of the world has already pledged. We have seen United States, we have seen Great Britain, we have seen Turkey giving statements out. We have seen Iran chanting death to America. So it's already in a very dangerous zone where the world is ready to get into the war. If something like this happens, what's going to happen? The Persian Gulf will stop its oil production. The first thing that we will see. And what will happen? The United States is totally based on this oil production. Right now, the chaos is the prices of oil is between 93 and 95 dollars per barrel, maybe $100 per barrel. Trust me, if something like this happens, we will see $10,000 a barrel, and there's a possibility we will not be able to get $10,000 a barrel even then. And this will create economic downturn. This will create unemployment. This will create, racial discrimination and biases. This will create a lot of other ethnic, genocides and a lot of other options. So World War III is on the brink of it. That means the chronic and debilitating economic situation will plummet on the abyss. Okay, so this is what I had to say. If you guys want to know about the conflict, the original, what is happening between Israel and Palestine, uh, go to my YouTube channel. There is a complete documentary on it with all the historical evidences and facts. It will give you a complete idea of what is happening. Hopefully, things turn out good for everyone. And I personally believe no war is better. Thank you.